Well, now to the latest from Kittery, where the investigation into that fire that destroyed a hotel there entered its third day with few answers.
News Center Maine's David Guildford is there tonight with more on the firefighters whose job it was to keep that fire from spreading. Hi, David.
Hi, Brian and Amanda. When the wind blows right here, we can still smell ash coming from what's left of the Days Inn here in Kittery, 2 full days after it burned. There's still so much we don't know about how this happened. What we do know is millions of gallons of water and dozens of men and women worked to keep this from spreading to businesses just feet from where I'm standing. We had a chance to sit down with some of the folks who stood right here and some who walked inside when this place was still engulfed in flames. It's payday at the Kittery Fire Department.
Not so much because of what they make in money. They do this because it's their passion. And
we sat down with 48-year firefighter and chief David O'Brien and some of his crew who answered the call on Wednesday.
And we're going on the call. Time to go to work.
But they haven't slowed down much since. And they certainly earned their checks here, fighting a 5-alarm fire at the Days Inn.
Biggest one I've ever seen.
When we finally sat down again, Devin Parmley and Jacob Lydon, both with the department around a year, described facing the toughest task of their young careers, but constant training kicked in. Led by O'Brien, decisions had to be made within seconds of arriving on scene at the Days Inn, including sending 2 people inside. Phil Posa was one of them.
You could tell that nobody was going to be able to have survived in that area. The conditions were just very poor.
That they did everything they possibly could. Everything. Bar none, they did everything. We sent 2 people into a building we shouldn't have. But we got them out instantly.
O'Brien said on Thursday the hotel had no sprinklers, the more than half-century-old building grandfathered in under old codes. They and the mutual aid were the only line of defense, pumping close to 2 million gallons of water on the building, even running a hose more than 1,000 feet to the hydrant outside the station. Yet they stood their ground and kept the fire from getting more out of control and threatening more of the town. But they, especially the young firefighters among them, will still have to process the one life that was lost inside.
Back years ago, you suck it up. Well, those days are gone. We suck it up, but we talk about it.
Now, the entire crew will go through a debriefing in the days to come, including mental health care from a longtime professional who themselves is also a firefighter, because this, for some of these firefighters, is their very first encounter with a fatal fire. Amanda?
Live for us tonight in Kittery. Thank you, David.